How's it going, everyone? Javita here with another installment to Caveman's Guide to Forging. This is going to be a little mini series of how to make very particular pieces of equipment fairly early on using very basic forging stuff. The one thing that I do have is I have a character that is totally specialized for forging, in that I have all the skills that help with forging. You can get a character like this as early as level 17, so you might consider making an alt for this very purpose for forging. If you have a dedicated crafter, they will eventually have enough leftover skill points to also specialize into forging. But just a very quick rundown, because I've already gone over it on the first installment, is that for max stats or max skills for forging, it's going to be max vitality, power, intelligence, attribute bonus, and then the forging epic down below. So not a whole lot to this really, but yeah, vitality increases basically the hit points of the item that you're forging. If stability reaches 0, the item is destroyed, the forging fails. Power is kind of like the energy to use the different forging items or forging skills. So yeah, this is like your energy. If this hits 0, nothing bad happens. Intelligence increases your effectiveness, which makes your life a little bit easier. And then the attribute bonus over here just gives you a little bit of extra of all the attributes, which allows you to max out your vitality, power, and intelligence. The forging epic down below also gives you 2 extra slots in the ingredient deck, which is more useful later on, but the most important thing is it gives you 20 extra flexibility on all items that you forge, which equals easier forging. So definitely want to get the forging epic and stability or vitality first, and then worry about power, intelligence, and the other stuff later. So anyway, let's get down to business. What we're going to be making today is a loot magnet. You could also look at this as kind of like a dual video, because this will invariably also make an AoE tool, which is a tool that will, for a reduced amount of damage, hit more than one block. However, if you can get either the cross pattern where you're hitting 5 blocks at a time, or the coveted 9 blocks at a time, or a 3x3 square, you're still doing 60% of the damage you would have done, but you're hitting up to 5 or even 9 blocks at a time. So overall, you're doing more damage. However, you do have to keep in mind that if you're trying to overcome the armor of the blocks on higher level worlds, that this might not be a very great idea at an early level. However, you can make a basic AoE tool, take it to a low level planet, and get a massive amount of whatever it is you're trying to get. Sand and dirt are excellent options for this, as well as rock. But anyway, let's get started. First thing first, you need to decide what you're actually going to forge. This is going to be used as an auto looter, so it does not matter how much durability it has, because ideally you're not going to be hitting anything at all with this. So you can use something like a wood axe, which has a flexibility of 100, which is amazing. So it'll be super easy to forge this. However, if you do want a little bit of extra durability on this for the times that you accidentally use this on something, you can certainly go for stone, which only has 70 flexibility. But for this, we'll go ahead and make it easy on ourselves and use a wood axe. So in order to target the loot magnet boon, we'll need special gum. But after that, all we need is pure boon compound 2 and 1 for a little bit of a backup in case we somehow fill the bar. And yeah, I'll get to that a little bit later, but let's jump right in here. So first thing I always like to do is put 4 of these special gums. This targets that category of boon, so makes sense to put it on first. Each one of these we apply increases the likelihood of getting that boon, so 4 seems to be a pretty good balance. A little bit less and you'll probably get some random boons, And even with 4, if you go long enough, you will eventually get another random boon on there, but for this type of forging, it works pretty darn well. Okay, and then after this, we basically just spam pure boon 2 until we get the desired effect. So each one of these is going to increase this bar just a little bit. There we go. So right off the bat, yes, there is the magnetic collector. As you saw, that started off, that was actually the AoE boon. That was kind of like a misprediction. And so you kind of have to wait for everything to settle down to see what you actually get. I know they're working on this issue, but yeah, just don't get your hopes up too much until it comes to a rest. But as you can see, this is gray and it has a 0 in the description. I can't really mouse up to it, but yeah, we have to fill up this yellow bar to at least get the first rank of this. So as you can see, this little bar landed way up here, and if it lands outside of the yellow portion, then no points are pushed into the boons. So just keep going. As long as we don't run out of stability, there's no real big issue with missing. And as you can see, we keep building up more and more points. So it's a little discouraging to miss over and over, but really you're not missing out on a whole lot. Wow, that was a really low roll. So as you can see, it landed way down here, and so it pushed in just like a microscopic amount of points. But again, just keep going, no worries. And here we go. This should, yeah, look at that. Okay, so yeah, again, a little bit of misprediction. So here is the AoE. This is a low blow boon, so it will, as you can see by the description, it hits the block you're looking at, but it also damages the block below. So just keep on going, and eventually we'll get this magnetic boon powered up. And there we go, we got the magnetic boon powered up. We can keep going and we can power this up. So as you can see in the description, this will attract loot from 2 meters farther away. So that's like, what, up to 4 meters of pulling in loot, as well as auto looting corpses from creatures. So we could end it here to save materials, or we can just keep on going and see how powered up we can get this. And since we have so much boon points already built up, I think I'm gonna go ahead and see what all. So yeah, very nice. We're already halfway to the next rank. And just be sure to keep an eye on your stability down here. If this reaches 0, then it breaks the item. So, okay, so that went into the AoE boon. Let's keep going. And you can see the stability and vigor cost just by mousing over the items. So as you can see, this will use a maximum of 110 stability. So as long as we have at least greater than 110 stability, we can just keep on going. Okay, so as you can see here, I have 24 stability left, so I have no choice but to finish the forging here. As you can see, most of the points went to this AoE boon, so we got the all-arounder boon, which means it's going to hit the 3x3 or 9 blocks at a time. However, since this is a wooden axe, that doesn't help us that much, but we did get the magnetic collector boon, so we at least can auto-harvest corpses and draw in loot from farther away. It would have been nice if this had ranked up at least another time, but yeah, that is forging for you. There's always that element of randomness, and since these are both special boons, there's not really a whole lot we can do about this, especially early level. So it is a bit of rolling the dice, but if you were going for an all-arounder boon or a AoE boon, then this would certainly be a favorable outcome. If you do go for an AoE tool, I would probably recommend at least an iron tool, but yeah, you can certainly do a stone or even wood if you're just really want to try it out. But anyway, let's swap this out for the setting resin and activate. And there we go. This one, wow, that'll take 40 minutes to set. So as the boons get more and more powerful, it takes longer and longer for them to set. I think the maximum I've seen is in the 1 hour plus range. So it's not too bad, but yeah. But anyway, that is how to make a loot magnet at early level. This is an essential piece of equipment, at least in my opinion, or at least for quality of life. I don't go anywhere without my loot magnet, at least on my main character. And yeah, it's just an awesome piece of equipment. And if you only use it to collect loot, then it essentially never wears out unless you just accidentally hit things, then eventually it will wear out. But yeah, just auto looting corpses and picking up items does not cause any wear to the item, and very, very nice. But anyway, this was Javita. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more like this, and if there's anything you didn't like, please let me know down below. Also, if you like my channel, want to get cool perks, check out my Patreon page. Till next time, peace.